What's good, YouTube? In this video we have a Valk guide, and in this Valk guide we're going to teach you guys how to play Valk to Valk's fullest potential. Valk is one of the most popular legends in Apex. Because she's such a popular legend in Apex, she should be one of the best legends when it comes to arenas, but she is not, and one of the reasons for that is because a lot of people use Valk wrong. They use her abilities the wrong ways, either that or they don't even use her abilities. So in this video, I hope this video helps with how to play Valk and use Valk to its fullest potential. This video will help you guys learn and play Valk, get more wins, gain RP or AP, and just be a very good Valk player. Now, the first thing that we want to talk about when it comes to playing Valk is her tactical. Now, her tactical is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video, is because a lot of people use Valk's tactical very wrong. One of the things that a lot of people do when they're playing Valk is they'll fly up in the sky and throw Valk's tactical down on the enemies, even though there is no purpose of doing that, right? One of the things when you're using Valk's tactical is that you have to understand that her tactical is very useful. It can help the team out a lot, and it can make the enemies be in bad spots. You need to understand that, and you can't just use it just to use it, because now you're just wasting it. So the best way to use Valk's tactical is to simply hurt your enemies. You're making them low, or you're cracking them, and then use Valk's tactical to push up, right? Once you crack or hurt your enemies and then use Valk's tactical, the enemies are going to be in a spot where they're going to be healing, and they're going to get hit, they're going to get stunned by the Valk's tactical, and this is going to allow you to get a free kill. And the reason why you're going to get a free kill is because, one, they're stunned, so they won't be able to move, their aim is going to be off, and then second, they won't even expect you to show up, because if you guys ever got hit by a Valk's tactical, you guys know that you can't hear the Valk pushing up with her jet, so it's very silent. So you have a silent way to surprise your enemies. So you can surprise your enemies with Valk's tactical with her passive and get there. So you need to position yourself in a spot where it's a good distance between you and the enemies, and once you are able to crack them, you can push off your tactical. Another way you can use Valk's tactical is using it to help your teammates, right? If, let's say, your teammate is in a 1v1, you're kind of at a distance, you could shoot your tactical to help your teammates. It's going to help your teammates because they're not going to get stunned by it, but the enemies will, or the enemies will not focus on your teammate. So you can help your teammates by just simply throwing your tactical there. At the end of the day, when it comes to using Valk's tac, you just want to have a purpose on using it, whether you're going to push off it or you're going to help your teammates in some way. But as long as you or your teammates can make a play off your tactical, then you're using your tactical the right way. Don't just use your tactical by just flying up in the sky and in the beginning of the round just shooting your tactical, and you or your teammates won't be able to make a play. It's just wasting your tactical. So that's the biggest thing in this guide that I wanted to talk about. Use your Valk tac by having a purpose after using it. The second thing that we're going to be talking about when it comes to Valk is her passive. Now, her passive is good, one of the best passives in the game. I mean, this is a tactical that you could grab height. I mean, when you're talking about legends who have the abilities to get height, you're talking about Horizons, you're talking about Pathfinders, you're talking about Octanes, Loba, right? You're talking about all these different legends, and all these legends, in order to get height, they have to use their tactical or ultimate, and it has a cooldown, right? Well, Valk, the way she gets to height is by her passive. So that means you don't have to spend extra materials in order to get abilities to get height. She does have a little bit of cooldown if you use her jets all the way, but it does come back fast, and you have a long duration to use Valk's jetpacks. Like I said, the best thing about Valk's passive is getting height. It's really good and useful for getting to spots faster, because you don't have to use the climbing animations, or you don't have to climb at all. And also, it is a low-key good movement and escape ability. It's not an ability like a race phase or even a Bangalore smoke to where she could get out of places like those legends. To have a good movement ability and to have a little bit of escape if you need it, that's Valk's passive. It is a good passive, low-key one of the best in the game when it comes to passives. And because of her passive and what her passive is, which is her jets, she thrives on certain maps in arenas, and that is something that we're going to talk about later in the video when it comes to her best maps. But now let's talk about Valk's ultimate. Now, for some reason, I don't see a lot of people using Valk's ultimate, and I don't know why. You know, when you talk about Valk's ultimate, it is an ability that you get every other round. So very similar to a Pathfinder's zipline, similar to Octane's jump pad, and Valk's ultimate only costs 150 materials. When you're talking about ultimates and you're talking about, you know, ways to get your team to position, I mean, you're talking about Valk's ult, and I just don't understand why a lot of people that play Valk don't use Valk's ultimate, because you could get your team to positioning with Valk's ultimate. And not only that, you're able to scan the enemy, so you're able to figure out, you know, where the enemies are trying to position themselves in the round. But I always highly recommend, you know, using Valk's ultimate if you can. Now, I understand like maps like drop off, you won't be able to use Valk's ult, but maps, like I said, we're going to talk about Valk's best maps later in the video, and that's another reason why, you know, Valk thrives on certain maps when it comes to arenas. But if you aren't going to use it for your teammates, like if you're playing solo and your teammates don't join you when it comes to the Valk ult, then you can easily just use the Valk ult simply just for yourself. You're going to help the team by just giving the scans when you're up in the sky, and you're also, you know, going to be able to get the position that you want to get when it comes to using Valk's ult. Now, the best guns when it comes to Valk is, I say, the Flatline and R301. The reason being is because you want those medium range weapons, because like I said, when we're using Valk's tactical, we want to be in that medium space between, you know, you and the enemies, so that when you hurt or damage the enemies, you crack them, you're able to throw your tactical, right, throw your stuns at the enemies, and then push off that, and then, you know, get that knock off the enemies. The Flatline and R3 is a great option because they excel in those medium range gunfights. And then when you push off, you know, R3 is underrated when it comes to the hipfire, and the hipfire on the Flatline is very good as well. So you could finish off the enemies with those two guns. Now the best maps when it comes to Valk, two for sure that I want to say is Habitat and Party Crasher. These two are the best maps when it comes to using Valk, and the reason for that is because there's just a lot of open space. You can use Valk's passive, tactical, and ultimate on both these maps. Now Valk's ultimate excels a lot on these two maps, and then not only that, like I said, her tactical is good as well on all these maps. But her passive, when it comes to Habitat, I mean, you could just, that middle of Habitat, you know, the materials, how they're placed on the bottom, you could grab the materials, fly up. You could, you know, you don't have to be climbing. There's a lot of climbing on Habitat, and you don't have to climb as much when it comes to, you know, when you're using a legend like Valk. And then of course her ultimate is good on this map as well. Valk on Party Crasher, her ultimate is best on Party Crasher. It allows you and your teammates to get aggressive, use different strategies. And also an honorable mention when it comes to Valk's best maps, I like to say Encore. Encore is a good map for Valk. Just because of the height, you can get height with Valk very easily. But now let's talk about Valk's best teammate. Now, I couldn't really think of a combo when it comes to using Valk. When it comes to just being a teammate of Valk's, it's best that if Valk plays that support role. So if you have teammates that are aggressive, it could be any legend, but aggressive teammates on your team definitely helps you out a lot when it comes to using the legend Valk. But yeah, guys, this was the guide on how to play Valk in ranked arenas. So hopefully the gameplay in the background gives you guys more on, you know, how to play Valk. I know I talked about the different ways on how to use her abilities. I explained the importance of how Valk is played. She is a good legend, a very popular legend in the game. I just wanted to make this guide, you know, because I see a lot of people using Valk the wrong way, and I thought that, you know, this will help you guys when it comes to how to play Valk in ranked arenas. You guys let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of this video. If you guys like the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.